Why only 2 reach success while 98 don't? Why do some people seem to move forward with clarity, confidence, and real results, while most work hard every single day and still feel like they're stuck in the same place? The difference isn't talent. It's not luck. And it's definitely not above average intelligence, which surprises a lot of people. The truth is this: success rarely fails because of a lack of ability. It fails because of a lack of clear vision, purpose, and direction. Most people stay busy but unfocused. Most people are busy but not focused. They rush through their days, complete tasks, meet other people's expectations. And at the end of it all, they feel an emptiness they can't quite explain. Without focus and a clear vision of the future, hard work becomes nothing more than repetitive effort, movement without direction. And this is where the 98 get lost. Not because they're lazy, but because they're walking without a real destination. The two think differently. They build discipline, persistence, and determination around clear goals. They learn how to ignore the naysayers, and they develop self-confidence step by step along the way. In this content, you'll understand how this mindset works in real life and how you can start applying it today. Even if you are starting from zero, having a clear vision. Having a clear vision is like turning on your GPS before leaving home. Sure, you can drive without it, but you'll waste far more time, energy, and fuel. Success begins the moment your goal stops being vague and becomes something you can clearly see in your mind. Grab a pen and paper today. Write down where you want to be 5 years from now. No filters, no fear, no limiting beliefs. Let yourself dream big. When there's no vision and no purpose, most people simply drift. They react to whatever shows up next. They work, pay bills, repeat, and feel like something is missing. A clear focus changes everything, because every decision starts being filtered through one simple question. Does this bring me closer to my goal or push me further away? When your purpose is well-defined, daily effort stops feeling like sacrifice and starts making sense. Discipline feels lighter when you know exactly why you're doing what you're doing. A practical exercise. Visualize your ideal day after you've already achieved your goal. Repeat this visualization every morning. It sounds simple, but it's powerful. Visualization turns hard work into something enjoyable. Visualization has a fascinating effect. It tricks your brain into working for you. When you can clearly see the final result, hard work stops being just effort and becomes part of the reward. Athletes do this all the time. Before starting your day, close your eyes and mentally watch your success happening. Every repetition, every boring task, every small step, they all gain meaning when they're connected to a bigger vision. Discipline sustains itself because there's a clear goal pulling you forward. A practical tip: create a vision board, yes, even on your phone, with images, phrases, and goals that reinforce your purpose daily. When you truly visualize, the process becomes motivating, even enjoyable. Yes, even spreadsheets, even hard training days. Persistence increases because you know every action is aligned with your focus. This habit strengthens self-confidence and prepares you to face bigger challenges ahead. Follow your vision, not someone else's. From a very early age, parents, friends, teachers, and society try to lend us a ready-made vision of success. The problem is, their purpose is not yours, and following someone else's script often leads to quiet frustration. A powerful question to ask yourself is this: if no one had an opinion, what would I truly choose to do? Following your own vision requires courage and a high level of self-confidence, because not everyone will applaud. Focus means saying no to good paths that don't lead to your real goal. Start small. Align your decisions this week with what you want to build in the long run. When you honor your own vision of the future, hard work gains personal meaning. Determination grows because you know you're playing your game, not someone else's. This choice strengthens consistency and prepares you to handle the opposing voices that always appear. Don't listen to the naysayers. The moment you define a big vision, the experts of impossibility show up. It won't work. No one has done that. This isn't for you. Often, They come from the people you least expect. This is where courage comes in. The courage to ignore the naysayers and keep your focus on your goal, even when the external noise gets loud. Every great success story was once called crazy, before it became a reference. The secret is to reinterpret no as a test of determination, not a final sentence. A simple practice: write down recurring criticisms. Next to each one, write concrete actions to prove to yourself that they don't define your limits. Ignoring naysayers strengthens self-confidence and fuels persistence. You start trusting your vision of the future more than other people's opinions. This mental filter is essential for consistency because the next step will always demand even more conviction, hard work, and extreme commitment. No vision survives without hard work applied daily. Even when motivation decides to take a day off, success is less about glamour and more about well-executed repetition, with discipline and focus on what truly matters. Start by setting fixed times to work on your goals. Treat them like non-negotiable appointments. The discipline that builds a champion athlete is the same discipline used to build a career, a business, or any great purpose. There are no shortcuts that replace consistent effort and extreme commitment. A practical tip: use the one better rule. Improve just a little every day, and over time, the results become massive. When hard work aligns with your future vision, fatigue becomes part of the process, not a reason to quit. Determination grows because you know exactly why you're pushing. This mindset strengthens persistence and prepares you to turn apparent limitations into competitive advantages, turning weaknesses into strengths. What many people call weakness is often just a skill that's poorly directed. Your body, your accent, your background, or traits that were criticized can become part of your unique advantage. Success begins when you stop hiding who you are and start using it with confidence. Many people built their purpose from what once seemed like a disadvantage. The key is focus. Adjust the environment and the strategy, not your essence. A simple exercise: list 3 criticisms you've heard about yourself. Then think about how each one can become a practical asset. When you reframe your limitations, courage increases and determination grows stronger. What once drained your energy now fuels action. This shift in perspective feeds persistence and prepares you to face the inevitable failures along the way. Persistence in the face of failure. Early failures are not signs of defeat. They're part of every real success story. Holding your vision steady keeps you from quitting right when learning starts to make sense. A good practice is to review mistakes weekly and extract clear lessons instead of just feeling frustrated. Persistence is what separates those who try from those who actually arrive. When the goal is clear, a stumble becomes a course correction, not the end. Read stories of great leaders and athletes. Notice the pattern. They all failed before winning. That's not an exception. It's the rule. Failure tests your determination and strengthens self-confidence. When you realize you can keep going anyway, discipline becomes your anchor. On the hardest days, this commitment to the process prepares you to think even bigger in the next stage of the journey. Setting big, bold goals, thinking big from the start, completely changes the level of the game. A bold vision creates a goal that pulls you out of autopilot and demands a more disciplined version of yourself. Big goals are scary, yes, but they also awaken courage and focus that small goals never can. When you set ambitious goals, visualization becomes more vivid and hard work rises to match the dream. It's not about ease, it's about meaning. A practical exercise: write down a goal that feels too big today, then break it into weekly steps you can actually execute. Bold goals strengthen determination and elevate self-confidence because every step forward proves you're capable of more. Persistence stays high because the emotional reward is greater. This mindset prepares you to understand why so many people get stuck right at the next point. Most people don't like what they do because they lack a goal. Many people wake up without energy, not because they hate work, but because they work without a goal. Without vision and purpose, Routine feels heavy, and hard work feels like punishment. When there's no why, any effort feels excessive. Even simple tasks. Lack of focus turns professional life into autopilot. Clock in, wait for the day to end, repeat. This erodes self-confidence and weakens determination. A practical step is redefining what you want to build with what you're doing today, even if it's just a stepping stone to something bigger. Clear goals increase satisfaction, happiness, and consistency, because every action fits into a larger vision of the future. Success stops being luck and becomes consequence, and this clarity creates the perfect bridge to reorganize everything from the beginning. The turning point. Now that you see what truly separates the two from the 98, the question is no longer, does this work? The real question is, what are you going to do with this clarity? Is your vision defined, or are you still living on autopilot? Is your goal strong enough to sustain discipline, hard work, and persistence? When the excitement fades, be honest. What decisions have you been postponing? Out of fear, because of naysayers, or due to lack of self-confidence? And what if starting today, you took full responsibility for your purpose? With courage, determination, and consistency, even without immediate guarantees, success begins exactly at this turning point. Choose one practical action today, small, but aligned with your future vision, and execute it. Tomorrow, repeat. The day after, continue. That's how the two are built. If this content resonated with you, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and follow the next videos to keep strengthening your mindset and accelerating your results.